Now, Basic Education Minister Angie Motshekga has announced several changes to national assessments and subjects at schools. Presenting the Basic Education budget vote this week, the minister said Khoi, Nama, San and Sign languages will be officially introduced as additional subjects to the school curriculum. Motshekga also provided details about the proposed policy shift to promote mother tongue teaching and learning. For more on this, we're joined by Department spokesperson Mhlanga. Very good evening to you, Mr. Mhlanga. Thank you for your time. Some exciting changes. Talk to us about exactly what the thinking was around the introduction.
Good evening, Paul. Well, the issue of languages in schools has been an issue that has been on the agenda for some time now. And we recall that the Constitution requires that people be taught or access education in the language of their choice. The National Education Policy Act says the same thing, and the policy in education also says the same. And of course, the South African Schools Act says that we need to be able, as a system, to give learners an opportunity to be taught in the language of their choice, mother tongue where possible. That's what we are doing now, and we are now coming to the practical implementation of that. But what the minister has said is a closer examination of this matter so that all stakeholders understand what it is that we need to do. That's why in a budget vote speech she said we really needed a policy shift. But of course, some work has already been done towards this direction.
And in some of the work being done towards the direction, I suppose there will need to be more larger considerations when it comes to the staff that will be roped out to teach these languages. Will it be staff members who are already in the system, or perhaps others who will still need to join the department?
Well, a pilot has been conducted in the Eastern Cape and the parts of the Northwest as well. And in the Eastern Cape, we're able to establish that indeed in the system there are teachers who are willing and able and trained to teach in the home language of the learners and the mother tongue, that is, which is closer there. And that pilot has given us some good lessons that we'll take forward as we plan a national implementation. But it is possible. People are there in the system. We have people who are qualified to do it, but of course we'll need more, because it's not just about teaching isiXhosa in isiXhosa. It's also about teaching mathematics. It's about teaching science and all the gateway subjects and other subjects in that mother tongue. So that mother tongue project in the Eastern Cape has taught us and given us some valuable information. But of course, human resources play a big role in ensuring that it becomes possible. We know that the example of Eastern Cape might not apply nationally, because in other provinces you find that there are several mother tongues that require a bigger number of people who are skilled and trained to teach those. And as we go forward, we are considering all those factors.
What has what the minister has also spoken to is that it shows that, according to some research, that learners who've been taught in their mother tongue perform better. How have you managed to come to that point in terms of language and diversity and understanding?
Well, research worldwide does confirm. In fact, we have looked at different studies from different parts of the world, and each one that you look at, it does confirm that teaching in mother tongue improves performance, it improves understanding, and it also enables the learners to understand what they're learning, because the constructs are in the language that they speak at home. So there are benefits to doing that. At the moment, we have our learners being taught in their mother tongue from grade 1 to 3, and then from then onwards, from grade 4 onwards, then they switch into English. That's when problems begin, because now they need to access education via a foreign language, and they battle throughout the system, yet there's a solution that is there that research has established. So we are now following research which has been conducted and reviewed over many years across the world. So we are also learning from the examples of the Northwest Province as well as Eastern Cape, as already indicated. And we are seeing positive outcomes from that particular study that we have done. So it means that even if we were to apply this nationwide, we would see some improvement in the performance, so that we are able to move forward knowing that there's no learner who's left behind, because everyone will be taught in the language of their choice.
Reading with meaning, reading with understanding has always been a massive challenge in the system when it comes to those, by the age of reaching the age of 10, often clueless on what they're reading. What do you imagine to be some of the challenges as you try and implement this, these additional languages, and the platforms that will need to be established to ensure that it does indeed produce the results that you imagine?
Yeah, no, you're correct. In fact, talking about reading, we have been doing an early grade reading study in the Northwest as well as in Mhlanga, where we are finding that the new tactics and strategies that we are using to teach our learners how to read are yielding results. In fact, a week ago, we held an early grade reading study in Pretoria. We brought all our stakeholders to study, to look at that particular research, which has given us some valuable lessons to say, what is it that we really need to do as a sector to improve the quality of literacy among our learners, particularly in the foundation phase. So it's critical. I mean, reading is the vehicle to understanding what you have been taught, but we are not seeing that taking place uniformly across the system. Some schools, some districts, some provinces still do not have reading as part and parcel of timetabling in school. That's why you see the minister, even today, she was in Guatemala talking to the community there about the importance of reading at home, because it has to be a culture. We need to embrace it. It must be normal that reading takes place in the home, so that when learners read in school, it's just a continuation of something that they were already doing. So reading has many benefits for our learners' performance. So whether you are taught in your mother tongue or you're taught in another language, if you cannot read, you are less likely to succeed. So reading remains central to everything that we're doing in the sector. That's why we say it shouldn't just happen in school. Read for leisure at home, read for schoolwork in school, and we all do it. That way we move forward.
And very quickly, perhaps talk to us about the General Education Certificate for Grade 9s and how that will be something that you see as beneficial.
Yeah, that will be beneficial, because we are now seeing learners are struggling in the system because the curriculum had been focusing on the academic stream. So now we're expanding to 3 streams. It will be academic, occupational, and vocational, which means there's more choice for more learners in the system. So if you get to grade 9, you could exit with that certificate. That certificate is what you will present when you go to an alternative institution of learning where you want to follow a career of your choice, which is not offered at the school where you are. It could be a TVET college or some other institution where you are going to get more training. But that certificate will be critical to indicate and confirm that indeed you have passed grade 9, and here are your strengths, and here are your choices, and enable you to move forward. So that certificate will be a certificate that allows you to take a different career path as you exit the school that you're in. But it doesn't mean that you're leaving school. It only means that you're changing direction, go to a different place, which will give you another opportunity to go forward with your education.
Very well. Thank you for your time. Elijah Mhlanga, Basic Education Department spokesperson, speaking about the 3 changes that are coming to schools in South Africa.